Just in, Tottenham began internal talks to sign £60 million star as soon as Thomas Frank arrived. Welcome back to Tottenham News Today channel. Fabrizio Romano shares Bryan Mbeumo to Tottenham update. Spurs opened initial talks over signing Mbeumo recently, but face stiff competition from Premier League rivals Man United, who are thought to be in pole position as things stand due to the Cameroonian's desire to join Ruben Amorim. Speaking to GiveMeSport, Romano has now revealed that Tottenham began internal talks over a deal for Mbeumo right after Frank signed his contract to become their new manager. For sure, there is appreciation from Thomas Frank, said Romano, and so it's quite obvious to discuss a target like Mbeumo for Tottenham because he's one of the names they discussed internally as soon as Frank signed his contract as new Tottenham manager. However, the respected journalist reiterates that United are indeed the frontrunners after already reaching an agreement with Mbeumo. We know with these clubs like Brentford, Brighton is always difficult to negotiate for their top players, so it's not easy to reach an agreement, but United are on that, he continued. They are talking to the club, always in contact with player agents, and with an agreement with Bryan Mbeumo because the player wants to go to United. And so at the moment, United remain frontrunners on this story. Let's see if they can be able to reach an agreement on the fee with Brentford. The Bees' asking price is rumoured to be around £60 million, and if Amorim's side don't fancy stumping up the cash, it appears a reunion with Frank at Spurs could be a sound alternative for the unbelievable African. Tottenham have perfect chance to sign Eze amid Crystal Palace controversy. Spurs might never get a better opportunity to finally sign Crystal Palace star Eberechi Eze. Eze has long been linked with a move to North London, with the playmaker's profile reaching an all-time high last season after he netted the winner in the FA Cup final against Manchester City. While Tottenham already have James Maddison, it seems Spurs are reluctant to depend on the injury-prone midfielder as they identify targets who play a similar role to the Englishman. Therefore, Eze could be a perfect signing, and events at Selhurst Park could open the door to a move. Crystal Palace could be excluded from the Europa League. Tottenham are favourites to sign Eze if the midfielder does leave Palace this summer. The 26-year-old wrote his name into the history books at Selhurst Park with his goal against Manchester City at Wembley. Oliver Glasner's side are at risk of being expelled from the Europa League because John Textor's Eagle Football Company, which holds a 43% stake in Palace, also owns a majority stake in Lyon. The French outfit are also set to compete in next season's Europa League, and UEFA rules do not allow individuals to have decisive influence on more than one club in the same competition. As Lyon secured a higher league finish than Palace, it is the Eagles' place in Europe which is under threat. This uncertainty presents the perfect opportunity for Spurs to swoop in and sign Eze. The Lily-Whites are guaranteed to play in the Champions League next season, which could be enough to convince Eze to join. As the biggest domestic European competition in football, the Champions League could still be enough for his signature even if Palace can play in the Europa League. Spurs need to begin investing in experienced players, and Eze could be an excellent place to start. While the 26-year-old does not have any experience in Europe, he was one of the standout players in the Premier League last season. He has also been a consistent creative threat for Palace over the years. The midfielder has an element of flair to his game and can operate in many attacking roles. Whether in the midfield or on the wing, he has the vision and drive to create for his teammates. Therefore, Tottenham should make the most of the uncertainty around Palace and sign Eze this summer. Timothy Weah set for exit as Tottenham make transfer move. Tottenham and Everton have been attributed with an interest in Juventus winger Timothy Weah this summer. The United States international is on the back of a decent season with the Serie A outfit, scoring 6 goals and providing 5 assists. Thomas Frank wants Tottenham to sign new attackers, and the 25-year-old has emerged as a potential option. According to Foot Mercato journalist Sebastien Denis, Spurs and Toffees have already made inquiries into signing Weah. Along with them, there are 2 other clubs also fancying the New York-born attacker. The former PSG wide man could be set for new horizons in the summer as he appears to fancy a new challenge. He has already made 44 caps for the United States side but has not played Premier League football thus far. Weah has been used as a rotational option and wants regular game time at his next club should he move this summer. Weah could be a decent addition for Tottenham, but they should not be prioritising. His versatility, pace and work rate as a winger suit the Spurs' need for dynamic wide players, and his experience at top clubs indicates he can handle Premier League demands. While Weah's defensive contributions and playmaking are valuable, Spurs' immediate focus should be on securing a proven goalscorer to address their offensive shortcomings before considering supplementary signings like Weah. Thomas Frank has now made it clear to the Tottenham recruitment team what he thinks about Jack Grealish after the North London club already had conversations with the Manchester City star about a move to N17. Tottenham's interest in the Man City man is not new, with reports indicating that Spurs held extensive talks with Grealish's representatives about a move in January. The transfer did not materialise at the time, and it has been reported over recent weeks that Tottenham hold a genuine interest in swooping for Grealish this summer. However, a couple of days ago, it was reported by The Telegraph that Spurs had called off their pursuit of Grealish after Thomas Frank arrived through the door, but a new update has now suggested that the truth is just the opposite. Football Transfers are now reporting that Frank is wasting no time in laying the groundwork for Spurs' summer requirement drive, and has already had conversations with the club regarding their top transfer targets. The report says that Grealish's name has been prominent in those conversations, with the Danish coach approving the North London club's pursuit of the 29-year-old. It is revealed that Frank is keen to rejuvenate Tottenham Hotspur's wide options, and he believes that the England international will do just that ahead of the Lily-Whites' return to the Champions League. The 51-year-old was eager to get a clear read on the discussions that Spurs have held with Grealish's representatives so far. Frank informed Tottenham's recruitment team that he wants technically gifted, press-resistant players to spearhead his vision, with the Man City star fitting that profile perfectly. Football Transfers say that the former Aston Villa man, who has been left out of Man City's Club World Cup squad, is open to joining Spurs this summer. However, his wages have emerged as a significant stumbling block, with Tottenham having to break their wage structure to match the player's current salary. Despite this, the outlet says that Grealish could well end up being Spurs' first marquee signing of the Frank era. This is not the first report to point to the England star's salary as an issue, with GiveMeSport claiming back in April that Grealish would have to take a significant wage cut to join Tottenham. That wraps up today's update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with all things Tottenham, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for our latest content. Be sure to give this video a like and share it with fellow Spurs supporters. Let's grow the Tottenham News Today community together. Thanks for tuning in. And as ever, come on you Spurs!